He made me sell my grandmother's apartment for our dream lake house. The day it was ours, he asked for a divorce. He thought he won, but he walked away with nothing. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments what time it is where you are now. For 5 years, Emily and Daniel looked like the perfect couple. To outsiders, their life was like something out of a magazine. Weekend brunches, romantic photos on social media, and a cozy apartment filled with laughter. But behind those walls, their differences were sharp. Emily, an accountant, loved stability, routine, and the warmth of home. Daniel was different. He thrived on ambition, charisma, and the thrill of always chasing more. One evening, while Emily was rinsing dishes, Daniel slid up behind her. His tone was soft, persuasive, but his words were sharp enough to split her world apart. I've been thinking. What if we sold your apartment? Emily froze. That apartment wasn't just walls and furniture. It was her grandmother's gift, her safety net. She turned, water dripping from her hands. Sell it? Why would we do that? This place is ours. We're happy here. Daniel kissed her temple, wrapping his arms around her. His voice was a practiced melody of reassurance. I found something better. A house on the lake. Imagine us in the mornings drinking coffee on the terrace. Fresh air, our own dock. It's not just a house, Emily. It's our fortress. She wanted to believe him. And slowly, against her cautious instincts, she did. Daniel's enthusiasm was relentless. He showed her photos, sketched out renovation ideas, and painted their future so vividly that her doubts began to blur. Within weeks, Emily gave in. She sold the apartment, her inheritance, her security, her history, and poured every penny into that lake house. When they moved in, she thought she was living inside a dream. The cottage was gorgeous, big windows overlooking the shimmering water, a terrace perfect for sunsets, and a garden where she planted roses. She saw a lifetime ahead of them. But that dream shattered just 3 weeks later. One evening, as the sun bled into the lake, Daniel leaned back in his chair and said it, so casually, as though he were commenting on the weather. Emily, I want a divorce. Her fork clattered against the plate. What? She whispered. We've grown apart. I think it's for the best. She stared at him, numb. And the house? What about this place? All my savings went into it. He smirked, his eyes cold. The house? Half of it's mine, sweetheart. That's the law. And soon, Jenna will be moving in. The name hit her like a slap. Jenna, a colleague Emily had welcomed into their home for dinners, a woman she thought was her friend. You've been with Jenna? For a long time, he said with cruel satisfaction. She gets me, unlike you. Her world cracked wide open. He had manipulated her from the start. The lake house wasn't their dream. It was his trap. That night he left, confident in his victory. He thought he had destroyed her. But Emily? She wasn't broken. Not yet. Because what Daniel didn't know was that Emily wasn't as naive as he believed. Weeks before signing the house papers, something inside her had whispered caution. She had gone to visit her late grandmother's friend, Margaret, a retired lawyer with a mind as sharp as steel. Emily confessed her fears. Something doesn't feel right. He wants me to sell the apartment, but what if he leaves me with nothing? Margaret leaned forward, eyes glinting. Then let's make sure he can't. Together, they drafted a quiet document, a deed of gift, one that legally transferred the lake house entirely to Margaret just one day after purchase. On paper, Emily's name vanished. Daniel never even glanced at the fine print. So when Daniel returned a few days later, whistling as he unlocked the door, expecting Emily gone, he was in for a shock. In the kitchen, Margaret stood stirring soup, humming. "What the hell are you doing in my house?" Daniel demanded. Margaret turned, calm as stone. "Hello, Daniel. Correction, this isn't your house, it's mine." He laughed, then shouted, "That's impossible! I own this place." "Do you?" Margaret asked. "Check the study." He stormed into the study, yanking open the folder on the desk. His face drained of color. There it was, the deed of gift. Legally signed, notarized, airtight. The house wasn't his. It had never truly been his. Emily had outplayed him. "No," he muttered, collapsing into the chair. "No, this can't be happening." "Oh, but it is," Margaret said. "Emily protected herself. She knew what you were." His desperation only deepened. He called Jenna, hoping she'd at least stand by him. But when she heard the story, she laughed in his face. "You really thought you were clever, Daniel? You're just pathetic. And by the way, I've moved on. Goodbye." Click. Line dead. His world crumbled in a single afternoon. And then Emily appeared. She stepped out of her car, calm and poised. She walked right past him. "Emily," he cried, stumbling toward her. "Please, let's talk. I love you. I made a mistake." She stopped at the door, turning slowly. Her voice was steady, stripped of all emotion. "Love? No. You love only yourself. I believed in the best version of you. That was my mistake. But this house? This life? That was never yours to steal." He tried to grab her arm, but she pulled away sharply, her disgust cutting deeper than any words. "Don't touch me. It's over. You made your choice, Daniel. Now live with it." The door closed behind her. He was left standing on the terrace, staring at the lake, completely alone. In the months that followed, Emily finalized the legalities with Margaret's help. She sold the lake house, it held too many dark memories, and bought herself a bright, spacious apartment near a park. For the first time in years, she felt safe. Daniel? He vanished. Stripped of love, money, and dignity, he faded into obscurity. Emily had been underestimated, manipulated, betrayed. But in the end, she walked away stronger. And Daniel? He learned the hardest truth of all: never mistake kindness for weakness. Daniel's face when he read the deed, the panic in his voice when Jenna laughed and left him, and the finality in Emily's words as she shut the door. That was the sound of revenge. Some betrayals cut so deep you don't just walk away, you rise above them. Emily didn't just survive her husband's deception. She flipped the script and left him with nothing but his own greed. And that's justice. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and drop a comment. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? Don't forget to subscribe for more stories where betrayal meets sweet, sweet karma.